G'day guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back for episode 10 of Wasteland Survival. Hard to believe that we've actually gone 10 episodes in this Wasteland Survival series, so I've probably spent at least double that actually working in this save, maybe even a little bit more, but obviously I try and cut out the bits that are somewhat boring. So anyway, what we did in the last episode was we created this here template. So obviously this is going to be what we're going to use to drill out the room that will house the refineries and the assemblers, and I gave you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of what the inside of that room is going to look like, but yeah, obviously it's a little bit hard to visualize given the fact that it's not actually fully built and welded up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a projector in the hallway that we created in the last episode, and I'm going to project this through the wall into the mountain, and yeah, we're going to kind of go from there. So I may just cut to the point where I've actually aligned this a little bit, because I think it's going to take me a little while and I don't really want to mess around with that too much on camera. So I'll see you guys once I've done most of that. So I've spent a little bit of time aligning it just because it was in a really weird position and the projector just displayed it very strangely. So yeah, I guess, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, I'm going to go into my remote access here, terminal, find my projector, and I'm going to push this forward a little bit until I can get those wall blocks to display right at the end of this hallway. So as I said, so I think that is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have our wall block there. So let me just kind of drill this out and just confirm that. Yeah, so I think that's looking pretty good. And then it should go down one block here. So let me just confirm that. And yeah, so that seems to be what it's doing. Okay, so now obviously I need to kind of drill this out, and then once I've drilled it all out, then I can finally place all of my refineries and my assemblers, and it's going to be a very nice looking room, I think. But yeah, so we have a lot, and I do mean a lot of drilling to do. So it's going to be a little bit more tricky because I'm going to have quite a big space left over from when I finished drilling by hand, and obviously I'm not going to be able to have the privilege of fitting a mining ship in this tiny little space here. So let me just go here and let's just make sure that none of these walls are being damaged, and they're not. So great success. That looks very nice, very, very nice. Alright, so I will go away and I will drill a lot of this out, and then once I've done that I will be back. Alright, well, as we can kind of see in here, I have drilled out the outside extents of this room. So now the only thing left to do is kind of drill out this middle piece here. But since I cannot get a mining ship in this space, what I'm going to have to do is actually drill all this out by hand, so that's going to be somewhat of a tedious process. So what I will do is I will do the same as what I had done before. So we'll go into the projector, and we will raise the template up by 1, and that should hopefully mean that these blocks go through kind of this space here so that I can... did it go up? No, I think it actually went down one, but that's alright. I can just go upside down and do this part here. So yeah, I'm going to continue chipping away at this, and then eventually we'll have a room complete, or a blank space where we can start creating the room and start placing down all of our refineries. So I will see you guys in a second. Alright guys, well, as you can see, we have finally finished drilling out this space. So now what I need to do is kind of lay out my floor, my walls, my roof, and all the walls. So yeah, need to do that. But before I actually go ahead and do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind away this block here. Then I'm going to withdraw the components for another small cargo container. And then I'm going to place one just here. And that should make it a lot easier to kind of gather materials. Because obviously trying to fly back to that point in the control center is getting a little bit tedious. So I could probably actually get rid of this cargo container and then just kind of live with this one only, but I'll just leave it there for now. So let me just deposit all the components that I've got, and then from there we can start laying out our floor. So what I'm going to do is make it this color, and our floor is going to basically be here, I guess. I'll just quickly weld this block up just so that we have something solid to attach to, and then we'll select local grid alignment and we'll just start placing out this floor. So I'm actually getting pretty excited about completing this room because as I said before, I have an idea. Well, I showed you guys with the kind of the template that I was creating, the idea that I had to kind of make this room, and I think it's going to look really good. It's going to be a really good use of the space, and I think it's a good way to get a fair few assemblers and refineries all together. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting it done. And then from there I can finally start thinking about some other things in the base, like the rover that I keep talking about. So I might just skip until I've actually laid out this entire floor, and then from there I'm going to basically figure out where all my conveyor ports need to end up, because all the refineries are going to be at different points, so I need to kind of figure out where I'm going to put all of my conveyor ports. Okay guys, well, I have a slight issue. So it turns out that I actually made this room quite a bit larger than what I was supposed to. As I said before, it's like an extra block on either side, because I mistakenly forgot about the fact that the block that I was drilling was going to be my wall there. So I really should have made the template like kind of here and then drilled.
Energy
but
low.
You know, I've kind of made it to my benefit, the error that I made. So this room currently is, I think, about 15 blocks wide if we go from this point here. So that will be my wall. So what I'll do is I'll space the refineries one block out from the wall. Then another block away from that will be another refinery. Then another block from that will be an assembler. And then another block from that will be the other refinery, and so on and so forth and so on and so forth. And then in the middle here, what's going to happen is we're going to walk through this. We are going to have a... Let's see if I have some materials for these. No, I don't. I'll just quickly withdraw some. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our catwalks, and our catwalks are going to sit like this. So I'll place one like that, and there'll be a stairwell hanging off that one. And then we'll kind of have like a, I would say kind of like an end piece here. And then from there we'll have a corner piece, and that will go like that. This will go like this, and then we'll have another piece that goes like this, if I can ever get it to attach to something. So, and then basically what we will have in the middle here is we will have the speed module for this assembler here, and then we'll have another one there. And so what we'll have is we'll have a catwalk that runs in between the assemblers and the refineries, and obviously we're going to have our speed modules or yield modules on our refineries like this, and I think this is going to look pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me just get back up onto this catwalk. So yeah, I'm going to walk in, we'll have some stairs to get down to the lower level there, and then I'll have another couple of levels going upwards, and then yeah, we'll have this kind of grated catwalk running in between all this action. So I think that's going to look pretty nice. And then with these ones, I'm basically just going to put a pipe that goes down to the floor. I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to do the same with that one. And maybe I can kind of create some graded catwalks with a pipe running underneath the floor. Very similar to what I've done in this area here, just to give it a little bit more depth. So yeah, that's basically my plan for this room. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grind a lot of this away because I need to actually weld up the floor underneath all these components that I've just placed temporarily. But yeah, it was kind of necessary to figure out exactly what I was going to do with this room. And as you can see on these corners here, I kind of need to do a little bit more drilling because yeah, it doesn't look very good with all these voxels showing through my nice clean walls. So I need to fix that as well, and then I kind of need to figure out my pillar arrangement after that. So I'll probably start from this point here, and this will be my middle pillar, and then we'll kind of go from there, and I'll try and figure out where they need to be as well. So maybe I'll do that before I start welding everything up and getting too excited, and perhaps I will do that now, and then once that's done I'll be back. Okay, well, I have welded up all of this room. Well, most of it anyway. Obviously, as you can see, the roof is unfinished. But I thought I'd show you guys just how I'm going to design that. So obviously you can see that I've laid out my pillars. So they're going to be the same as the pillars in the other room that was in the front there, just behind the garage. And you can see I've got 1 block spacing here, 2 block spacing there, and then 2 blocks for the rest of it. But before I go over that, there is one small little issue that I wanted to discuss. So, when I was designing this, I kind of failed to realize that when I place my speed modules on my assemblers, so if I place speed modules there, and I place speed modules there on my refinery, then obviously I can't walk through this point here. So I could just put some stairs here that go down to this level in between the refineries and then access the cargo ports on the refineries this way. And then similarly what I can do is I can put a set of stairs that go down to this point here. And I dare say the stairs will have to probably go out that way, probably end up here on the assembler. Or otherwise what I can do is I can just forego having speed modules here and just kind of have my speed modules for these assemblers sitting up here on the top like that and like that, and you know, basically just having speed modules that sit on the top and just kind of going with that. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure which way I want to go just yet. In most of my saves I only ever really have about 4 assemblers, and in this one I'm going to have about 8. So maybe I can use half the amount of speed modules that I usually do and just have some speed modules up there, and then obviously have some speed modules on the underneath side of these assemblers, and then maybe I can put the assemblers on their sides so that I can access the cargo ports on the side of that as well. I'm not exactly sure which way I'll go with that, but that's a bit of an issue for later on. Anyway, let's get started with this roof. So obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like my 2x1 bases, and they're going to be orientated like this up there. And obviously I'm going to have to drill out quite a bit of this roof a little bit more. And then from there I'm going to have like another armor block here. Let me just select this one, make it this color. So we'll have to place some blocks down like that. Let's just quickly place these. And then from there I'll have to put in my blocks that go like this. So the blocks that go like that. And then obviously there'll be another one like that, another one like that, another one like that, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. Right, and then what I'll have, obviously, is I'll have my half slope inverted light armor corners, and I'll place them along like that. Then I'll come in with my drill, and then I'll drill this out, and then from here, this is where my half blocks are going to be. So yeah, and then the half blocks will be there, and then I'll have another row of these blocks here along this way, and then another row there, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's basically how I'm going to design the roof. So I might just quickly go and place all of those blocks, just so that is all kind of done, and then after we've done that, then we can start placing down these assemblers. Now, the reason why I've left it kind of like one block above these refineries is so that I can actually place a light above the refineries. So yeah, it's going to make it so that everything actually works. And yeah, as I said before, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with these assemblers. Maybe I will just leave them like that. I think it might be good enough, but... And the other thing is, I'm not sure, can I actually place a speed module upside down and it attaches to the floor? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I can do that. So I can bury the speed modules one block down into the floor, but the only problem with that is then I need to have an exposed conveyor port that runs, you know, kind of a corner piece that runs down there into a conveyor port. But yeah, I guess that's a little bit of a compromise. Alright, well, I'm going to quickly drill out all of this roof and place all these blocks, and then I'll be back shortly. Well, as you guys can see, I have my roof all laid out. Obviously, I haven't welded it up at this point, but I think what I'm going to do now is kind of focus on trying to get everything kind of plumbed up. So I think the first step is trying to figure out how to get this conveyor here into this room here. So I think if I drill this block out here, then we should be in line with the conveyor that's underneath the floor here. That second conveyor down there, and obviously not, you know, the level that the cargo container is at. Wait there, is that correct? No. So I think I need to go one block further down. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let me just quickly weld some blocks up so I can get rid of some things out of my inventory. Weld these 3 blocks up. That'll do. Okay. So now what I can do is I can grind this block away. And then I can get my drill. I can drill down here. And from there, I can basically just drill straight ahead. So let me just... Yeah, I've got to make sure I don't drill too far upwards here. So make sure that my character is level and that I'm drilling straight. And just make sure that I am. Yep, I'm going pretty straight there. So just to confirm that though. Oh, yep. And here we go. And here is where our conveyor port is. So have I gone straight back there? I think I might have gone to one side a little bit. Yeah, so let me just fix this up a little bit. Let's drill down here. Okay. So now we can see that our conveyor is there. It actually was that one block too high. But I didn't want to drill too close just in case I messed up that window that I have with the voxels showing. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just place another conveyor here. So I will have to quickly just withdraw the components for a couple of conveyors here. Let me just deposit everything and let's start running this conveyor. I think that's going to be a good use of our time. So we need 2 conveyors. and then from there we need a whole bunch of tubes. So we'll withdraw all of that, and then we'll go back into our little tunnel, and we'll do the whole place a block, weld a block, place a block, weld a block routine, so that we all know so well. Make sure that is set the right way. And let's weld these two up. Actually, in fact, I won't do that for this one. For this one, I'll just create a tube. So basically, the reason why you want to make most of this tubes is because of the fact that every time you put a conveyor, the system has to kind of calculate all the possibilities and all the different ways that the cargo can go. So every time a piece of cargo hits a conveyor, it has to decide which side it's actually going to go. So wherever possible, I try and use tubes as much as I possibly can, and that kind of makes the game run a little bit better. My system is okay, but it's not the greatest. So yeah, wherever I can kind of give myself a bit of a leg up, then I will do that. So then I will grind this out. I will drill this out. Just drill straight down, and I've probably got to drill that out too, so I can place my and then I'll place another conveyor tube there, another conveyor tube going upwards, then I'll place a conveyor itself, but I'll place it like that. Actually no, I will place the conveyor the other way around so that the conveyor label is being hidden by the pipe that I'm now going to join up to this, which will go like that. So let's quickly weld all this up. Alright, well, all that is welded up after I nearly died once or twice, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So as you can see, these conveyors here are green, which means they are working, but obviously this one is yellow because this assembler here isn't actually built yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind away these two speed modules here. I'm going to get rid of these assemblers. And I'm just going to grind out this floor. So I'll just grind out these 4 blocks, and then I'll just dig out a quick tunnel. Although I don't really have to, I can just place my speed modules here, but it just makes me kind of feel better that they're like there, you know what I mean? So let's quickly do that. Right, now from there I can place my assembler. So, and in fact, what I may do, I will fully withdraw all of the components for, let's just be smart about this. So let's fully withdraw all the components for a speed module. Let's place that into the ground like that. Let's weld that up. And then from there, I will go and I will withdraw all the components for one assembler. I don't think I will be able to fit everything. Oh, maybe I can fit everything in one sitting. So let's place it. So which way do I want to orientate this? I could orientate it like that. I think I might just orientate it like that for now. And let's just quickly weld this up. Alright, so now that my monumentally slow welder has finally welded this thing up, I can now use this as a cargo port and then not have to even go out there to the cargo container that I put in the hallway to grab materials and stuff. So now I should be able to build stuff a lot quicker. And obviously, as you can see, I have the main conveyor ports for the assembler on either side. And I think I may just put 2 speed modules on each of these assemblers. And if it gets to be annoying, then maybe later on I can actually change that. But I think for now it should be okay. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I will withdraw the components for another speed module. And I'll place that on the floor like that. I'll weld that up. Then I'll place another assembler down. So, and then what I'll do is I'll just spin this 180 degrees and I'll place it like that. And then we'll withdraw the components for that as well. And we will wait for the monumentally slow welder to weld that up for us as well. Okay, finally that's done. So what color did I make that? Did I make that dark grey? I think that's... I'm not sure if I want to make these dark grey or light grey. I don't know. But what I do know is that I need to replace this block that I drilled out of the floor. Just so that everything can be nice and hidden. Beautiful. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. So now what I can do is I can start placing down my assemblers. And just to give us a bit more space, I might get rid of that stairway there. And then what we can do is place our assembler down. But I won't actually weld this thing up. I kind of just want to figure out where the port for this assembler is going to be. So it's going to be in that corner there. So let's grab out our grinder and let's grind this block out. And then if I grab my second refinery, and that's going to be one block spaced apart from that. So then I need to grind this block out. Then I need to go across. I'll grab my refinery again, and that's going to be there. So I need to grind this block out. Let me just double check that. Yes. So we'll grind this block out here. And then I'm pretty sure that the next one will have to be there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's just double check that. That is a bit annoying. Yeah, I think that's where it needs to be. So this one's going to be there. Alright, so now what I can do is I can start drilling out the floor here. And then I can connect that to this conveyor here. Or maybe I need to place a conveyor down there. And I need to do the same for this side. So maybe before I get too far ahead of myself, I can do the same for the other side as well. So let's just confirm where all of these are going to be. So again, that one's... the one for this refinery is going to be there. So I'll grind that block out. And then I believe I need to grind this block out. Then grab our refinery again. And this process is pretty boring, but just kind of gives you guys an idea of how to get this stuff set up right. Is that correct? I don't know, it doesn't look right to me. Maybe it is. No, sorry, no, that isn't right. So let's place that block back. And let's grind out this block instead. Because our refinery needs to sit one block from that. So then our next one needs to be this one here. Alright, so let me just drill this one down, and I'll do the same for all of these. So we'll just drill a hole into all of these ports where the conveyors are going to be. Okay, so all the holes are drilled out, so now what I need to do is actually tunnel through the floor. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I need to go one block towards the wall and the hallway, and then go left, and then we should meet up with this conveyor tube. And that I will need to replace with a conveyor junction, and then we'll just grind our way, or drill our way rather, straight under the floor, and then we'll reach the next refinery point, and we'll just keep straight shotting it through, and then we should reach the next junction quite soon. There we go. And then there should be one more after this. Awesome. Get that block. There we go. Okay, so now we have a nice little tunnel. and this is where all of our conveyor tubes are going to be. So let me exit out of here, and I will do the same for the other side, and I'll cut to when that's done. Okay, so these are all ground out now, so now I have all my tunnels. Oh yeah, sorry, I actually forgot to drill back to the initial. Yeah, okay, cool, now it's done. So now we'll grind this out, and then we'll replace this with a conveyor tube, or a conveyor junction rather. We will weld that up. Seems I don't have enough components for that. So let's deposit everything into that, and then we will withdraw enough components for some more conveyor junctions. So what I will do is I'll just quickly go away and I will weld up all of these conveyors and all that. So as I said, we're going to have a conveyor there, a conveyor there, and a conveyor there, and we're just going to place them in all these holes here, and that's where our refineries are going to sit. So once this is all piped up, I will be back. Alright, well, that's all the conveyors placed. So now what we can do is finally start placing down our assemblers. No, sorry, our refineries. So I think before I start placing down these refineries, obviously I have my 2 assemblers here already built, with a couple more that need to be built. But I think what I can do from this point onwards is start grinding down the refineries and the assemblers that are sitting in the garage. So let's make our way out to the front and let's start grinding those down. So what I will do first though is I'll actually grind down this connector. So I'll do that. Seems like there is a whole bunch of materials in there that I didn't expect to be in there. Let's quickly pick all these up.
Inventory full.
Don't know why they're in there. It's a bit strange, but oh, okay. So now what I need to do is I will turn these refineries off. Well, let's just find our refineries first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of the materials out of these refineries into the large cargo container. So let's find our large, and then let's move all of the materials out of here. So we'll just quickly do that. Okay, now we'll find our refineries again. We will turn the conveyor system off and we'll turn those blocks off. So then from there what I'll do is I'll grind down the speed modules. Okay, well all the speed modules are ground down, so now what we can do is we can start grinding down the refineries. So my inventory is going to become full very quickly, so I'm going to have to make a few trips back to the cargo container here.
Inventory
Just quickly grind these down. Alright, so that's one refinery down. Now we just got these 2 to go. Or this other one to go, sorry.
Full.
Deposit those components in there.
Inventory full.
Place more in there. Okay, cool. Well, that's the second refinery gone. So let's place all the components back in there. And it looks like I have a light armor block that's incomplete here. So let's quickly withdraw the components for that. We'll weld that block up. It seems that it is the wrong color, so let's fix that quickly. Yeah, that looks better. So now I need to actually remove this med bay into the rest of the base as well, but I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to move that. Maybe I'll move that inside in a minute, but what I'm also going to have to do is kind of grind away all this stuff because this is no longer connected to anything. So yeah, I think we're just going to have to leave this this floor welding truck just lying around the base for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with my welding ship. So yeah, I might need to think about creating some connectors up in the hangar at some point. For now, I think I'll just park it somewhere on the floor and we'll just kind of leave it there. Alright, well, what I'll do is I'll just make my way back into the refinery room, and then I will place at least 2 refineries down with all of their speed modules and yield modules, and then we'll kind of go from there. So obviously our first refinery, I'm going to place that here, so we'll spin that around. I'll make that this dark grey colour, and as you can see I need to withdraw the components for it. I'll place one there, and then I will place the other one there. So that's only going to be the 2 refineries for now, and we'll quickly withdraw all the components for this, and that should be enough hopefully. One more steel plate. Quickly weld this one up. Alright, well, that is refinery number 1 complete, so let us complete the other one. So I'll add that to my build planner, and we'll put all the components into it. Alright, that's all the components into it, so now all we're going to do is just weld it up. Alright, well, finally that is done. I really need to get into space and get myself some platinum so I can get a better welder, because this thing is so slow, but you know, it will kind of do for now. So let's withdraw the components for 2 speed modules, or as many as I can. So I'll place one there, I'll place one at the top, I'll do the same for this refinery, and then I'll place another one down here. So let's quickly weld all these up. Okay, so that's all of the speed modules done. So now what we need to do is place our yield modules down. So let me just select my yield module here, and we'll add 4 of those to the build planner. And then we will start welding those up as well. So we'll place one there, like probably, I reckon that way will look pretty good. And then on this side I'll do the same, so I'll spin them around like that, and I'll have the pipe end going towards the center of the room. So let's quickly weld these up as well. Okay, fantastic. So that is now 2 refineries fully built in the refinery room, and it's looking a little bit dark in here, so I kind of need some lights going on, but I think it will do for now. So alright, now what I'll do is I will place down some more speed modules for these assemblers that are sitting in the refinery room / assembler room that we have just created. So let me just withdraw the components for 2, not yield modules, I want speed modules. Let's grab 2 of them from the build planner, and let's place those down. Place them one there, and one there. Weld these up. Fantastic. Alright, so let's see how this looks. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, if I don't say so myself. So it's a little bit hard to see what it's all going to look like because I haven't actually finished all the other refineries and such. But yeah, it kind of gives us a little bit of a good idea of how things are looking. So here what I'm probably going to do is create some stairs that go down like that. So not sure which way I'm going to do them. I might just actually let's just try and place some down now and see what it looks like. So where are my stairs? Here they are. So I get my half stairs here. I'll just use this cargo container in the hallway here to kind of get a better idea of where these are going to go. So let's place a set of stairs there, and then I will do the same for this side, and then I'll grab my other stair and I'll put this one on the wall there like that, and then I've got to select another one to do the other side, the opposite side. Place that there like that, and then from there Is that going to work out? No, not really. So, Alright, so I think what I'm going to have to do is place one there like that, but I can't do that until I place some kind of like, what is it? Steel catwalks. Grated catwalks here. So I'll place just a grated catwalk with the railings there. I'll place another one there, place another one there, and then here I'll just place a regular catwalk without any. In fact, maybe what I can do is just get rid of the ones with the railing, because I don't really need a railing because I'm not going to fall off the edge of these anyway. So let's select the ones without the railing and we'll just place them next to the refinery and the wall. Awesome. And then from there I should be able to then place a stair there now that that is placed. Awesome. And then I'll do the same for the other side. So let's get our steel catwalk again, or our grated catwalk rather. Place these down like that. And then we will go and place another set of stairs up here. So let's spin that around. No, that's not the one I want. I want this one. Spin that around. And then from there I can get another catwalk. So we'll grab just a kind of like a, I think a straight catwalk like that, because I'm probably going to put another set of stairs there. So we'll select our stairs again, place one there, select the other stair that is in the other direction, and I'll place another one there. And then from there we can kind of create our catwalks again on our second level. So that's looking pretty good. That's just kind of starting it out for now. So as you can see, we can kind of walk up here, and we can walk up here, and then we can gain access to the top of the refineries here. So I think along here what I need to do is place another catwalk. So let's find our catwalks. I can place a catwalk like that, which I think I will do. And then I'll do the same for the other side. So we'll grab a catwalk like that. And then from there I can just grab my straight catwalks that go like that. And then I can get another catwalk that goes like that, and another one like that, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So just some open catwalks without any railings on them, so I can get on top of these refineries here, and I think that's going to work pretty well. And as you can see, as I've mentioned in some other videos, these stairs are a little bit iffy sometimes. You know, they're not the best when it comes to ascending and descending down levels. So, alright, well that's looking pretty good. So now that I have these two assemblers online, I think what I can do is I can safely get rid of these other assemblers that are sitting in the garage here. So let's quickly go out the front and we'll grind those down. And then, yeah, as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of modules on these as well, so I'll have to remove all them first. So let's just do that. Actually, before I get too excited, let's find our assemblers. And let's just take all of the components out of them, because I don't want thousands of components just lying on the floor for me to pick up. So we'll just hide it empty. Alright, now they're all empty, so let's continue grinding all this stuff down.
Inventory full.
Okay, well that's the last of the speed modules ground down. So now we need to start grinding down these assemblers. And if I remember correctly, I can store all of the components for a single assembler in my character's inventory. So I'll go and I'll deposit all the materials for that one assembler. Then I'll grind down the second one. And now I can place all the components for this assembler into the large cargo container. So now all of our components are sitting in our large cargo container. Let me just quickly charge up here, and it seems that I have run out of O2 again. Let me fill up quickly, and you can see that I've reduced my inventory to only 2 bottles because I found it was just kind of taking up a bit of unnecessary space. So I'm just going to leave these connected up to the base like that for now, and then let's just place all the components that I just ground down into there as well. So obviously the next thing I need to do is build a room for that, but that's kind of getting a little bit far ahead of ourselves. Let's head on back into the refinery room, and the game is really hitching here, so it's becoming really annoying. I think I might have to disable that one of those mods. I think one of the mods is kind of, oh no, I have just found a bit of an issue here. So it seems that even though I left a space there where I can walk through, the way that I've placed these stairs is not going to work. So I'm going to have to reverse them all. Let's weld that back up. Let's grind that one down, grind that down, grind all these stairs down, and we'll have to replace all these stairs because, yeah, where they were I couldn't get past them, and then, you know, so. Alright, let's do this all over again. So let's place a staircase there, a staircase there, then a staircase there, no, there like that, and then there like that, and then like that. Then I'll switch it across to this one, place one there, place one there, and then place one there. And then from there, place a catwalk. Yeah. Alright, so now I think that's going to work a little bit better. So now, when we come into the room, there's going to be some stairs on either side. We can go down these stairs, we can get past, and then we can walk down the center in between all these assemblers here. Alright, cool. So, now that that's fixed, yeah, I think I can start running my conveyor tubes across to these assemblers here, and then I can run my conveyor tubes to this assembler here. So what I'll do first though is I'll grind these assemblers out, because obviously what I want to do is place my speed modules embedded into the floor like I did last time with the other ones. Quickly grind these out. And again, I'm going to drill this stuff out as well. Let's drill this out quickly. And I think what I'm going to have to do is drill through the floor towards the other assemblers so that I can hook them up to each other. So you can see here that we have our speed modules there. Now, what I can do is I can create a pipe that comes off here and goes into the floor, and then from there I can have another pipe there, and then we can have like one block space. So let me just quickly place down some pipes here so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I'll spin this around, so withdraw the components for a pipe to start with, that might help, and then we'll have another pipe there. So that would probably be maybe the most efficient way, or I can run a conveyor all the way underneath, but I think that would be a less efficient way, although it would require more conveyor junctions, so there is that too. But I think I'll have to, yeah, I think what I'll do is I will actually do that. I will run a conveyor underneath the floor, because just to make it kind of a little bit symmetrical. So I'll place a conveyor here. Let me withdraw the components for a conveyor. Actually, I think I already have. So this conveyor needs to be like that, so the conveyor needs to be like that, so the label for the conveyor needs to face towards the assembler, so that when I go and place... Okay, well, it looks like I don't have enough components. So let me just withdraw some more stuff here. Yeah, so as I was saying, the conveyor is going to have to be orientated this way, so that when I then go to put my tube in, it is covering the conveyor word that sits on the side of the conveyor block. So now what I'll do is I'll quickly drill out a channel underneath all of this stuff, and let me just turn my character upside down so I can get a bit of a better angle here. So I'll just drill under here, and then we can place our conveyor tubing all the way from these conveyors to the one on the far end there, and it will make it look kind of symmetrical. Or the other thing I could do is I could get rid of this conveyor here and then just run the conveyor tube to the center here and then have another one there in the center there like that. I think actually maybe that's what I'll do. Alright, yeah, let's do that. Let's drill this out. The only problem is though, this is not connected to anything now. Alright, let's hope that I have enough materials here to build all this stuff. So let's place these down then. Weld these up. Probably skip to when I've done this part. Okay. So these assemblers are now reconnected to the base. So now I can get rid of this conveyor that's sitting in the floor here. And then from there I can place down a light armor block. Weld that up. And now we're looking pretty dandy. So now what will happen is I will just have another conveyor here. But first, before I place that, I'll place this block down here. I'll weld this up, and then I'll place down my speed modules here. So let's just do that. So one there, and then let's withdraw the components for 2 speed modules. And let's weld them up, the ones on the floor. Okay, awesome. So they are welded up. Now what I'll do is I'll withdraw the components for 2 assemblers. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just add them to the build planner. I won't actually withdraw them by putting the block there, so we'll add those 2. Withdraw all the components that we can. We'll place them exactly the same way as what they are placed on the other side of the room. Try and keep everything nice and symmetrical. So let's weld up this one. And again, we are going to be plagued by our ridiculously slow welder here. Alright, well that's assembler number 1 done. Let's do assembler number 2. Alright. Hey, finally we are done. Alright. Oh man, that takes forever. Alright, let's grind this block out. Let's drill a hole into the floor. And then let's connect this up to... Oh, looks like I damaged that block when I did that. So let's quickly just fix that up. Just forget that ever happened. Right, now let's deposit everything I have in my inventory and we'll withdraw a whole bunch of pipes. So then I'll run a pipe here, weld that up. Then I will run a... What will I run here? Maybe... Yeah, okay, alright, so I'll leave that pipe there, right? And then I will run these assemblers here off of that conveyor there that sits under that conveyor, if that makes sense. Because I don't want to place another conveyor here and then a conveyor and then a conveyor. Like I said before, I don't want to have conveyor after conveyor, so we'll try and conserve the amount of conveyors that we use. So to that end, I will place just a regular right-angled conveyor tube there, and then on top of that we'll place our other conveyor junction, and again this is going to be with the conveyor label facing towards the assembler, so that when we put our right angled conveyor in, it hides the label for the conveyor, or for the conveyor junction rather. So we'll quickly weld this up. Okay, fantastic. So that means now that all these assemblers should be joined up to each other. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly rename all of these assemblers, and I'll show you something interesting in this game. So if we go into our production, actually what I'll do is I'll grind these assemblers down first before I do this. So if we go in here, we go to control panel. Well, actually first let's go to production, and we have 10. Oh, that's interesting. So two of them are named 10, so that's not really helpful. So let's rename that to number 1. Let's go to production. Alright, so when you go into production, I think the first assembler that you've built shows up on the top. So then from there I need to make number 9 number 2. So we'll go into the control panel, we'll make this number 2. It seems that they keep... Yep, okay, cool. So that's number 2. And then what do we have next? We have number 10. So we'll name number 10 number 3. So we'll call that number 3, and then we'll go into production, and then we'll name number 9 number 4. So go back into here, and we'll name that number 4. And then on these ones, on number 2, I will put on enable cooperative mode. I'll do the same for this one, and I will do the same for that one there. And on this one, the very first one that always shows up in our menu first, I'm going to leave the cooperative mode to disabled, because that will be the master assembler. So that will ensure that every time I go into production, into the production menu, that I will select the right assemblers. So now with that done, I will withdraw the components for 2 more speed modules, and then I will place them on top of these assemblers here. One there like that, and another one there like that. Weld those up. Cool. So now we have 4 assemblers, and I think that's going to be pretty good for us. Alright, so I wonder if I have enough components to build a couple more refineries. I don't know if I will, but let's try it anyway. So let's place one there. Let's place another one there. Now the refineries, it doesn't really matter which way you name these, because yeah, it doesn't, you're not trying to produce anything, so it doesn't really matter what order they show up in the inventory. But maybe what I'll do is I'll just name them the same kind of way that I have named the assemblers. But of course, now that I have way more refineries than what I did before, let me just quickly fix that up. The one steel plate that's missing. So now that I have more refineries than I did before, I'm not going to have enough gold for these yield modules, so I'm going to have to go mine some more gold. But that's okay, because I'm going to have to mine a whole ton of iron, I suspect, to finish all of these refineries as well. Let me see if I have enough. Oh yeah, so it looks like I've got enough for these 2 extra refineries as well. So that's pretty nice. Okay, well, so our 4th refinery is now welded up. So let's just jump onto this catwalk here and just get a little bit of a better idea of how this is going to look. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. So let's just do a bit of a check on our inventory here and see how many steel plates we have left. So it looks like I have 10,000 steel plates. Yeah. You know, I think I might actually have enough materials here to build all of these refineries. So yeah, let me just go ahead and I'll build all these refineries. I'll probably do that off camera, because it's going to take me quite a while to build them. And then once that's done, I will be back. Okay, well, that is all of the refineries now welded up. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty well. Now what I think I need to do is just place down the rest of the speed modules, at least as many as I can make. So we'll just quickly do that. So place one there, place one there. So we'll place them all along the top and the bottom, just like we've done for all of the others. And obviously these ones will have to spin around. And let's place another one there, another one there, and another one there. Oh yep, and on this one as well. So from there, we just need to kind of weld all these up. Okay. Well, that is all of the speed modules welded up. So now obviously what we need to do is we need to add in our yield modules, but I'm pretty sure that we don't have any superconductors for those. So let me just check our inventory here and see if I have any superconductors left. I've got 15. Let me see if I can produce some more. So how much? I need 0.67, so I might try and create about 100 of those, but I guess we'll see how we go. It seems that Assembler 4 has kind of jumped to position 1 now, so yeah, not sure what's happened there, but yeah, I guess that's just going to be the way it is. So how many gold ingots do we have left? Yeah, so that's going to be about... So looks like I've only got enough to build maybe 10 superconductors, which gives us 25, which means that we only really have enough to build maybe one yield module. So now I think what I need to do is go and mine some gold. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to turn all of these refineries off, because I don't want the ones with the yield modules or without the yield modules to be turned off. So I will go ahead and I'll turn those off. Okay, well, they're all turned off now. So, but we're getting pretty close to ending the episode, so I think instead what I'm going to do, rather than go mining for some gold, is I might actually just quickly weld up the roof and these pillars, just so we can kind of get this room complete. Actually, maybe instead what I can do is I can place down these final assemblers. Not sure. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. So I think the final assemblers will end up being probably here. So we'll grind out these two blocks here. And then I'll do the same for the other side. Actually, no, that was a wrong block. Whoops. Oh well. Right, so let's place this block back. Weld that back up again. Now let's just drill this out. You can see there that I have my conveyor tubes running between the refineries there. So that's fine. And then from here I need to place another 2 speed modules, so let's grab enough components for some speed modules. So let's find our speed modules here. Number 3. No, I don't want a yield module. I want a speed module. Let's withdraw 2 of them. Let's place them in the floor like that. 1 there and 1 there. And then we'll quickly weld these up. Okay, awesome. So they're welded up. Now we'll place our assemblers. So I'm not sure which way I want to place these. Maybe I can place these ones like... I want to spin this around. There we go. So I'll place them like that. Oh yeah, need some steel plates. So let's place 1 there and then 1 there. So we'll have access to the conveyor ports via this side. And then down here, I'll grind this out. And this is where our conveyor junctions will be.
Energy low.
And then from there, I can drill down into the ground. And I can kind of... So I've got 2 options. I can go back there to that conveyor junction, or I can just put a conveyor junction there. I think I might go back to that conveyor junction there, because that will kind of save me from adding an additional 2 conveyor junctions more than what I need. So let's just do that. Okay, well that's all drilled out now. So now what I can do is I will go ahead and I will actually deposit all the components that I have on hand. And I'll withdraw a whole bunch of conveyor tubes and I'll just place these down quickly. Okay, well that's all the tubes welded up, so you can see that they are kind of going to that conveyor over there, which sits underneath this conveyor here. So I've managed to do this without adding any really additional conveyor junctions, because as I said before, I want to kind of avoid that. Oh, whoops, I just withdrew the components for conveyor sorters, which is not what I want. So let's withdraw conveyor junction components instead. Again, we'll place them so that the conveyor label faces towards the assembler, so that then when I place my conveyor tube 90-degree angle, it will cover the word conveyor on the conveyor junction. So we'll quickly weld all of this up. We will place our conveyor tubes like that. I'll place another one like that. I'll weld these up as well.
No energy.
And it looks like I've run out of energy, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, well, I refilled my energy, so now I'm back again. So let's finish welding these things up, and then from there we'll weld these conveyors. Not these conveyors, sorry, these assemblers. So we'll weld them up. Alright, well that's the final assembler welded up. Now I need to place down my speed modules, and again I'm going to need to withdraw some components for these, so we'll just quickly do that, and we'll place them down. So we'll place them down like that, quickly weld them up. Awesome. Okay. So that's all of our assemblers done. So we have all of our assemblers done. We have all of our refineries done, except for all of the yield modules for the rest of the refineries. So I think the room is looking pretty good, pretty busy. So yeah, I think we're at a good point. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the amount of progress that we've made on this base so far. This room is almost complete, but unfortunately we've run out of time, so I'm going to have to end the episode here. Now obviously in the next episode there are a lot of things that we need to get done. So obviously the first thing we need to do is we need to mine a whole bunch of materials to get these yield modules done. Then we need to finish the roof, and we need to finish the pillars, and then I kind of need to make a start on the room that's going to be across the hall here, and that room is going to be where all my cargo containers are going to sit. So then I can get the cargo container out of the garage, and then perhaps what I'll do is I will place the medical bay in that room there. And then maybe also what I can do is I can move the O2H2 generator just somewhere temporary inside here, so that we can finally clear out the garage and then start building the Nomad rover. Although maybe that might be the episode after that, so maybe we'll start doing that in episode 12, because I also need to kind of get rid of all the ships that are sitting in the garage as well. So yeah, lots to be done. And oh yeah, I also need to finish doing these catwalks, and then also need to finish putting some lights on the roof, and yeah, some accent lights behind these refineries and assemblers and all that sort of jazz as well. So yeah, much to do. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 10 of Wasteland Survival, and I hope to see you in episode 11 of Wasteland Survival. Remember, if you do like these videos, definitely leave a like for us, and if you want to see more content, then definitely consider subscribing. The subs and the likes definitely help my channel out. So thanks very much for the support guys, and I will see you next time.